Welcome back to Take 5 Sports. Today we're talking influencer boxing. We just had the Kingpin event. We just had Misfits '08. Misfits '09 is coming up. I think KSI versus Tommy. Kingpin's about to be. I think it's gonna be the end of Kingpin regardless. But yeah, let's recap everything that's been happening, man. Influencer boxing, take it away.
Yeah, bro. I just wanted to talk about the whole state of the scene right now. You know, because I'm thinking Kingpin just kind of slapped up or finished their semifinals. They're going to the finals. We're going to Misfits '08. You know, it was an alright event. I kind of saw the highlights from that. We're going to Misfits '09, and that'll be probably Tommy Fury, KSI, and then I'm hearing rumors of Logan Paul, Dylan Dennis on the undercard. Dylan Dennis, bro. But all I know now is I don't know. It just feels weird with influencer boxing. You know, it's like a lot of the allure just left. Like a lot of the allure is kind of gone. You know.
I mean, I'd like to consider ourselves pretty OG in the influencer boxing thing. Not as in we're participating, but I mean in terms of watching. I don't know about you, but I legitimately started watching influencer boxing back at Joe Weller KSI.
Joe Weller KSI.
For people that don't know, actually, Joe Weller started influencer boxing not with KSI.
No,
it was
someone
with
else. I think KSI said he'd fight the winner.
I'm blanking on his name. It was another UK YouTuber originally.
I don't know the name.
They started on just a YouTube video on Joe Weller's channel. I'm blanking on his name, but he's always in Sidemen videos, or not just Sidemen videos, but in the YouTube UK scene, right? So they started, then I went to KSI, and now we're here freaking 5 months later. You got Jake Paul fighting goddamn Floyd Mayweather at this point. But yeah, I mean the scene as a whole, you're right though. I feel like the lure is kind of wearing off, and that's because I think we're starting to lose the whole influencer part of influencer boxing. Yeah. Most of the people that have been fighting on these cards, unless I've just not been watching YouTube, I don't recognize anyone. Yeah. The people that were big at one point where it was oh my god, Gibbs fighting, oh my god, KSI's fighting. A lot of these guys just stopped making YouTube videos, bro. Yeah. If you look at Gibb, I don't even know if he's posted a YouTube video since he started boxing. I don't know what
Gibb's content is. I don't know what his content... Because KSI will still post. He'll always be KSI. He does Reddit videos, but it's just aside from guys Logan, Jake, and KSI.
But even Jake, if you look at... I mean, Jake is he's kind of transcended.
He just has the allure himself, by himself. You know, but with guys like Gibb, guys even Kenny, you know, it's just you're becoming more of a boxer and less of a content creator, you know? And people went originally to see... this is why Misfits was a success and why it can continue to be a success. Because if you get creators that people know, they'll be oh, I want to see my favorite creators box, you know. But once they stop uploading, just turn into boxers, it's what's the lure? That's the point of influencer boxing.
At that point, it just looks like I'm watching an amateur boxing.
Exactly,
it's not as good because it's with people that barely think. Yeah, I know Gibb. I think he used to do. I want to say he used to do FIFA videos. Again, I used to see him in the UK YouTube scene a lot. But then I don't know. After boxing starts, I get it. You have to dedicate time to the sport, and I respect that they take it serious. They don't just, take it as a joke or just take it as a game. But at the end of the day, you still have to be if you're trying to be an influencer boxing, you have to give fans a reason to go. And I feel if you look at a lot of these events, you don't see that draw unless you have the big names like KSI, like Logan. The arenas don't really get as packed out. I think even we were just talking about this, how in the last Kingpin event where they had that, I think the Brazilian Nunes, when he was there, packed. As soon as he dipped, bro, the audience left. It was left.
But that's because he had his fans wanting to watch him. You know, that's why people go to these fights. They want to see the people they support. You need big names and you need to make the money fight. So what I'm thinking too is for these upcoming Misfits event, for obviously Tommy and KSI, and then Logan and Jake and KSI, you need to have the most stacked cards possible. I was thinking for Tommy KSI, you have the undercard of Logan, Dylan Dennis. But then you bring guys like Salt Poppy in there. Oh, Salt Poppy. I know he lost, but it was 3 rounds. Yeah. Salt Poppy versus whoever. Deji versus whoever. You know, Gibb, whoever. Kenny, whoever. All these guys that people are yo, these are good fights. And make the money fights. Waleed and Dean the Great, that needs to happen because people actually want to see that.
They basically set that up for themselves at this
People
point,
actually want to see that. What are we doing?
And I think they're both actually talented, so it's an entertaining fight where it's not you're just looking at two people just scrapping. They look somewhat technical, especially in the scene. They're definitely up there in terms of skill wise. And again, they have that little history. Literally at the last event, they're on a tag team, and then they're scrapping each other 2 seconds afterwards in the ring.
Exactly.
Like, that's a fight you have to make, especially on like an undercard fight. That's what's drawing the fans.
Give Gibb the money, because I know Gibb he wants his money to fight on Misfits. So give him the money. Put him against someone like Deji though.
You know what? Like, the problem is too with like these requests of money. I don't get where these figures are coming from. I think it was like 7-figure. You remember back in the day, Jake? It was like 7-figure Gibber. Is it still pulling that after Kingpin goes broke? Like, is it still 7 figures?
I think it was a recent like Twitter space. KSI was like 4-figure Gibber.
Bro, like no, because for real, like how much money is King? Like now I'm actually curious. Cause like I get it, you guys have big names and stuff, but y'all fight like once a year. Again, like y'all are fighting like barely a pro fight at times. Like before, it was literally like almost amateurish fights. Like they had, like they moved on now where it's like actual, like I guess professionally sanctioned somewhat. But it's like we're not in WBO, WBC. Like, let's calm down with the money of these fights.
They're lucky they had Wenderson Nunes that first time around, because if he wasn't there,
I don't know
who was going to that.
But no, but I feel like that's why like they kind of have to stop now. Like they didn't. I feel like they just didn't have the money.
They went bankrupt, and then the zone picked them up.
The zone literally threw the life jacket and was like, "All right, yo, we'll give you guys like at least finish off the tournament."
And then the girl flashed her friggin' tits on camera. And then DAZN, like, they banned us in the finals, even though she won the fight.
That's right. I mean, bro, DAZN probably stressing, bro. And the thing is, for DAZN too, is like, you already have Misfits, which is obviously like the bigger card. They're doing it a lot better in terms of trying to build up these fighters. They're not promising like crazy amounts. I'm assuming to these fighters. I think they're paying them somewhat fairly. I don't know the amounts, but the reason why like they built somewhat of longevity. So now that they have Kingpin, I guess for them is just bring those fighters back. I think that was like the biggest success too back in the day, is we had all the fighters under one sanction, under one thing, like under Misfits. And like I feel like we had all these random ones pop up. You had Austin McBroom's freaking thing that popped up when he did it. That thing failed. Yeah. Kingpin failed. It was I think like
I can't remember his
social gloves.
Social gloves.
Like yeah, social gloves flop. The CEO got knocked out. Right? The CEO himself.
It was empty. The arena was empty when him and Gibb were fighting. When him and Gibb were fighting.
Him and Gibb was like a closed workout. So it's like. So, like, you have all these random things that try to pop up because you're trying to get greedy with the money. But I feel like in doing that, you're failing to actually, like, build a platform. I think that's what Misfits does so much better than all these, like, smaller bodies like Social Gloves, like Kingpin, is they're kind of building that longevity, which I respect. And they're trying to do new things. They introduced the tag team thing, which, honestly, it goes better than expected. I think initially when the tag team thing came out, it was like, everyone's like, okay, like, this... Like, it's unprofessional, this, that.
But I was gonna say, too, like, I'm getting tired of these gimmick matches, though, bro. Like, tag team, the 4-way, like, fatal 4-way nonsense they had, bro. That was the last one where, like, with the Misfits 08, it was like a... I don't know what it was. It was like a fatal 4-way type thing. Like, boxing, I get the ideas are there, but that shouldn't be your main, like, event. It should be, like, a gimmick match, maybe in the middle of the card. But then you need to build the money fights. And this is why it was so stupid of Happy Punch to put Anthony, what his name was, Anthony Taylor against Salt Poppy, because they're both Happy Punch fighters. And why would you have each other knock each other out? Because now one star is like just dead in the water, and the other star is just like just there.
Especially when like Salt Poppy was like on the rise.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
Think we were looking at debates like I'll be real. I thought he was like the best in the scene. Like skill wise, he looked the best.
I still think he's low key top 3 in the scene.
He is still top 3, but like it was just a bad fight for him. But the thing is too is like. They only made it 3 rounds and stuff, and
I don't know what that was either.
He lost though. He did lose. He did not look good that fight. But I feel like now it's kind of like that lure is gone again, where it's like, oh shoot, we need him like to be back.
You know what I'm thinking, bro? What if they do Anthony Taylor versus Gibb?
That would be a good fight.
That would be a really good fight, Anthony Taylor and Gibb. That's what I'm saying. You do Anthony Taylor, Gibb, Logan Dylan Dennis, KSI Tommy Fury.
I think you gotta make this like the card.
Deji versus Salt Poppy.
Or do you save that stuff for when KSI versus Jake?
That's the crazy one.
Because if I'm being real with you, do you think influencer boxing survives after KSI versus Jake?
No.
Or do you think that is like the end?
I think that
we've ridden the wave. Like what is this now? 5 years? I think that's the end.
Truly, I think that's the end, and that's why guys like Wade are so concerned of trying to keep the scene alive. But like when you have people moving weird, you're not setting up the money fights. You're doing things like fighting celebrities. Like you're not fighting influencers anymore. You're fighting guys like Tommy Fury. It doesn't make sense for the scene. Like. Because you're just fighting actual boxers. That takes away from the influencer boxing part of itself, you know? Because it sticks to Jake and KSI, but we don't have another feud like that in boxing. No, we don't.
And I don't think we can get that.
No.
Because that feud has been building up
for years
now. Like we did not just get to this point like overnight. we're talking like, oh my god, this is like 4 or 5 years now.
Probably
like,
even more. Like,
this is back when KSI
first started.
Called him out the first time, and Jake didn't want to fight him.
He beat Joe. Then he called them out,
Yeah,
and then Jake
Logan,
is like, "I'm not gonna fight you. Fight my brother, my dad."
My dad, my little Jake. And then he said, "I'll fight Deji. You fight Logan."
And then he then he tied Logan, and then he beat Logan, and then he's like, then he took a break a little bit, and then Jake started fighting.
Then Jake started going on. Then Jake just turned pro apparently, because then this guy like transcended influencer level, which like I think he is the only one that you can say like, him and KSI and Logan are probably the only three that can still hold their own and sell these events, even if they were to like stop doing YouTube tomorrow.
But with KSI,
because they are big enough. Like KSI, and that's why I respect KSI, because he's the one person that can leave everything.
He doesn't need to do this.
And he does not need to do this. And he still repeatedly like makes videos, makes content to be an influencer. Like he does Sidemen, he does everything. Kenny somewhat, but I think he only does like beta squad stuff now. Where again, it's like I get that you want to be like, you're trying to be like all in on this boxing thing, which is fair enough. Like you're not trying to like get beat up in the ring.
Yeah.
But you got to understand the influencer part is what's important. You can't just like forget that part of the thing, otherwise it just becomes amateur boxing and no one's trying to watch that.
My thing is like too with KSI and Tommy Fury, like if I feel like Tommy has everything to lose, but even if KSI loses this fight, do you think that kills hype for the Jake KSI fight, or do you think the fight that beef will always be there?
You know what? In a way, it almost helps it.
Okay.
And the reason is this: Jake already lost to Tommy. If KSI loses too, again, at the end of the day, the only fight people want to see is KSI versus Jake. I've said it before. I don't care if Jake knocks out Nate Diaz. I don't care if KSI knocks out Floyd Mayweather. I need to see KSI versus Jake. That's it. I'm not trying to figure out who's better at boxing. I could care less.
I just want to see the fight.
I could care less. I don't even care who has a better career. I just need to see that fight happen. I don't care how it happens, who loses to who. I don't care if they go in there on a 3-fight losing streak each. That fight will still be as big to me. I need that fight to happen.
It's just the two biggest guys in influencer boxing, the top of the top. They're fighting for because I feel like if KSI beats Tommy, he becomes the A side.
I think he already. It's like you could say he's the A side. I think he brings like more of like the YouTuber fan side. So I think like for that, like the UK fans and everything, like they go hard. So I think he is up there. Like in terms of like social pull, they're both even.
I hope they don't do that fight in the UK though, bro.
I don't know where they're gonna do it.
Because then it's gonna be like a 1 p.m. It's gonna be like 2 p.m.
Dude, I just want to see the fight.
I hate those early afternoon fights.
It's gone to the point where it's like it doesn't matter who they verse, they have to verse each other. I don't want to hear yo, KSI beat Tommy, he's better than him. He doesn't need. I don't care if he looks better. I need to see it in the ring.
They should fight in Vegas, bro, in the MGM Grand.
That's right. It needs to be a fight like that.
I feel like that fight can easily sell out a stadium, bro.
Oh,
easily.
If KSI Logan could do that, these guys are.
Because you're gonna have KSI Jake, which already has more than just the kind of niche influencer boxing. Because people are like, even first take guys were talking about Jake and Tommy.
Oh yeah.
So you'll have people coming in for that, but then when you add the other stacked fights, like whoever they got, Logan Paul versus whoever, like, because I feel like Logan will fight on that card.
I think that's the card you stack, and I think that is like the end of influencer boxing. No, I'm being so serious. Like, where do you go from there? Because like they're not, because Jake's not gonna fight. I mean, Jake maybe will continue his career, but like the same thing, doing these like other. Fights with, like,
KSI said that's it for him.
I think for KSI that is the end. Like, unless you're trying to become a pro boxer, like that is the end.
He said himself that's it for him. He said after I beat Jake, he's retiring.
The only problem is like if that's the end for him, if that is the end of KSI's boxing career after he versus Jake, I think that is pretty much the end of like Misfits and everything. I think it'll just slowly die down again, because unless you have like some next crazy massive YouTuber to fill in that void, or to fill it, like these influencers to fill it. There's no one that's gonna like pay money.
It could have been Saul Poppy. Literally, it could have been Saul Poppy. If he went on an undefeated streak and he was showing everyone how good he was and he kept dominating, but like, yo, that's why you need to build. It's like WWE. You need to build up stars so other people can carry the load. Like you got Kenny, but it's like okay, like it's like
no, but he's a very skilled fighter too. But I think it just comes down to like, am I gonna turn on boxing or buy a pay-per-view or subscribe to DAZN to watch King Kenny fight?
Like, because
I don't think I'm doing that.
That card will probably be Misfits, maybe like say Jake or whatever. Say Tommy happens in 09, maybe Misfits 14, 15, and then I don't know what you do in between, but that one is probably gonna have Deji, maybe Gibb, depending how much money they offer Gibb, You're gonna have Saul Poppy for sure. You're gonna have KSI, Jake. You're probably gonna have Logan. That one's gonna be a super stacked card. It's gonna be literally a super card. But then after that, like,
that's it.
You think Shaq Fuzi on the card?
One time for the boy, you know. Give him. So if Fuzi
no,
versus Alex,
literally, if he fights, he'll die. I
want Alex on the card.
No.
I want Fuzi on the card. I want a
redemption match. The prelims. Bro, that's gonna be a hype card.
Oh,
though. Like that's gonna be
fun,
the cream of the crop right there. You think the rematch?
No. I think it's one and done. I think it has to be one and done. And I think like the hype goes away after one and done.
I think they said too, like whoever like wins the purse.
Yeah. Like, well, for me, it's like, I guess for both of them, it's like I don't think the money matters to them. I think at this point, it's genuinely like
they'll do the pay-per-view buys regardless.
Oh,
they'll do
sure.
bare pay-per-view buys. I will be one of them.
But but it's just like, you know, I think that's the fight to happen. I don't want to see a rematch because like I feel like the hype just dies after that. It's like this one and done.
What if it ends like Logan KSI won? Would draw.
Yeah, then you can redo it fine, but like I'll be pissed only because like goddamn, I don't want to drag on again. But yeah, like I don't know.
So like, what does this mean? What does it mean for KSI if he knocks out Jake, or Jake if he knocks out KSI?
Whoever does it, that's it. That's 5 years of like you cannot say anything to the other person. Like whoever does it, like it's almost like their careers are on the line.
No, it's true. It's because KSI has a lot to lose. Like his music, everything. Like people,
you'll
get memed to
like,
shit,
it is
bro.
I'm saying the both of them been going at it for so long that whoever loses, it's not no fair play, mate. Like, you know, we're gonna dab up in the ring, settle beef. I think it's like.
But do you think this fight will happen?
Oh,
like,
it's gonna happen. 100% it'll happen. 100%.
Like, because Jake's talking about rematching Tommy. He's talking about fighting
I'm
Diaz.
pretty sure it'll keep getting delayed because like they want to keep drawing more money, hype, whatever it is. But like it's gonna happen.
But like the hype will die though. Like if they don't do it, if they don't capitalize on enough time.
I think people get annoyed, but I think like once it gets announced, like people will forget all that, and like we're right back to it.
It's gonna be crazy, bro. I can't wait to send you the screenshot of it getting announced,
bro. That poster itself, like the press conferences, everything. It's gonna be a movie. It's gonna be sick.
Do you think they're gonna go on a tour like McGregor and Mayweather?
Sure.
McGregor and Mayweather.
I mean, they hyped up like the other fights so much. Like this one's gonna be mad. They're gonna milk that for sure. But
I'm just waiting for Tommy in case they get officially announced.
I think it did now because they did like the little poster.
They did like a little teaser. I don't know if that was like confirmed yet. Though,
I mean, you never know. It could be like the last time you pulled out the day before.
All I know is they're fighting in Tommy's hometown. They're fighting in like UK. It's gonna be one of those weird ass like 1 p.m. 2 p.m. fights.
But I mean, the crowd goes hype, so I guess I get why. And they're both from the UK, so it makes sense to do it there. But going back to like, okay, let's go back to like the current rosters right now. So Kingpin's going up to their finals. You have Gibb versus
Kenny. It's gonna be
Gibb versus Kenny.
It's gonna be Wenderson versus FaZe Jarvis.
Who do you think wins out of Gibb versus Kenny? Because that is like the money fight.
I think the upset would be Kenny winning. That would be because everyone got Gibb like pegged for winning. Like everyone's like Gibb's gonna steamroll everybody. Yeah. But I think Kenny can low-key win this, bro.
I think after watching Kenny's last fight, I think he has a good shot of winning because he has the reach and it looks like he's finally like letting his hands go. Because I used to watch him more so when he was on like the Misfit side, so when he was versing like Sensei and stuff.
Yo, you slapped the Sensei.
No, okay, stop this, bro. Like, it's just like, yo, he wasn't throwing back then, but now when you look at him, I'm like, oh,
he's comfortable.
Damn.
He was like his arms down, just moving.
I think the only thing I saw was like his footwork is a little bit delayed. But aside from that, like skill-wise, his defense was insane. I think he's finally just comfortable in the ring.
I think his guard was so down when Nunes, like he just wasn't
he's
even
swinging his hands down. He's doing like just like taunting him.
And then with Jarvis and Wenderson Nunes, Jarvis is gonna smack him up. Wenderson Nunes is not competing with. I think Nunes is good, but he's not competing with Jarvis. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like they might bring Nunes to Misfits though, just because of the Brazil factor and the fans.
He has the height.
So they might even let Jarvis take the fall for that.
Might have to. Might just have to.
Just give him the bag, bro. If I'm Jarvis, I take the bag. I take the fall.
Semifinals, anyways.
But I'm just waiting for this Fury fight to get announced. But we might be witnessing the end of influencer boxing as we know it. You know.
Who do you think? Okay, so let's say like Misfits and Kingpin merge. Like, who do you think comes out of this Kingpin tournament and continues in the scene? So I think Gibb can continue. Yeah. Again, like in that Gibb Kenny fight, I think it's a close fight. Yeah. Because like Gibb is really skilled too, but I think his problem is like he does get hit a lot and he has to rely on fighting on the inside. Yeah. So I think Kenny can just use that reach, keep him away. It's pretty advantageous for Kenny. But Gibb has that dog. And I think the thing is too, I've noticed with a lot of these guys now, when they first started, it looked like they were just swinging for the fences, not like fighting with IQ. But now if you look, they actually set up shots a lot.
You know who I just thought of that we're forgetting? Slim.
I don't want to hear shit about Slim.
Slim.
Bro, I'm gonna look dead ass at the camera. Slim is the most overrated influencer boxer I've ever seen. Stop hyping it up. to be some killer. I don't want to see him doing the Alex Pereira. Is he swinging the arrows, one shot, headshot, bang? No, he sucks, bro. He's not that good.
Generally, I feel like if he versus a real test, he'll lose. Like, I don't know why.
Bro, he couldn't even knock out the man the last fight, bro. That man coming out like just taking.
But he's gonna be like, oh, he was heavier.
Bro, shut. He sucks, bro. He sucks.
You know what, the fight I want to see, put Gib versus Slim, bro.
Stop hyping up Slim. I'm tired of
Give
this.
me Gib versus Slim. Give me Gib versus Salt Poppy.
I'm seeing man saying Slim gonna knock out KSI. Slim gonna knock out this guy, that guy. Sure, okay, yeah, he's been better than everyone's versed, but let's not gas him up to be like some.
He has no gas tank. He kind of just lets his hands fly randomly. Good, like,
bro.
I don't.
He's not that good.
We were forgetting about Slimmy Slim though, bro.
I don't want to hear about no Slimmy Slim. He's not that good, bro. I think he loses to a lot of mans on this.
I think he loses to Kenny. I think he loses to Gib. I think he loses to Salt Poppy. I think he might even lose to FaZe Jarvis, bro.
Stop hyping up Slim. I don't know where this Slim hype that he's some like killer like. We're gonna like, oh my god, bro! I don't think he's that good. I genuinely do not think he's that good.
Like, I'm not even trying to hate it, but like, nah, he's not good. Like,
no, like I respect
good,
him. Listen,
but he's not good. You know what I'm saying?
He's
like,
good for the scene. He's good in the scene. But people be talking about him like he's some like pro level, like transcends influencer boxing.
If I were to give you like
stop this, bro.
Right now, if I give you my top 5, like obviously Slim will put himself in the top 5, but if I'm giving you top 5 of influencer boxing right now, I think 5, I put. Let me think here. I think I put Kenny at 5. Because Kenny's actually really nice. 4, I think I do. Let me think here. Who's good, bro? 4, because I know my top 3. It's Salt, Poppy, Jake, and KSI.
Yeah.
But at 4,
to be fair though, I think you'd have to put Anthony Taylor up there now, only because he beat Salt Poppy.
No, man, that was a 3-round fight,
bro. That's a 3-round fight, but bro, he dealt with him better than
Slim thing like
Slim.
I know
he's not as good. But it's like, you know, like if you're gonna hype up Slim, you gotta hype up Anthony Taylor a bit, bro.
Putting him there.
Listen, for me, Salt Poppy's still better, but I'm saying like respectfully, like bro, if the man beat him, you gotta put him there. Also, stop putting Logan in these top 5s, bro. The man's never won a fight. Where does this like Logan's a top 5 come
Logan's
from,
not a top 5 boxer right now because he hasn't fought like.
No, but he hasn't won, bro.
He hasn't won either.
Like, what are we comparing? No, this is actually a serious problem too. Why do we keep saying Logan is a top 5 in the scene when the man has never won a fight?
Okay, bro. Okay.
Because he went the distance with Floyd. Okay. Stop this nonsense, bro. Floyd let him go the distance, bro.
So my definitive top 5 YouTube boxer list is Kenny, Gib, Salt Poppy, Jake, and KSI.
I forgot Sensei.
Sensei doesn't box anymore, bro.
Same, bro. Like respectfully, like he's up there, bro.
So that's who'd be your top 5?
Oof, man, that's tough. Okay, Jake. I mean, honestly, respectfully, I gotta put Jake number 1.
Okay.
And this is like unbiased. I'm not even a Jake fan.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put him number 1. KSI, I have to put him number 2, even though I don't think he's the most skilled. I keep him number 2.
Okay.
Salt Poppy, I have in my thing.
Okay.
Now, like Kenny's actually looking really good. I would say like you can put Kenny there. Maybe honestly, if Gib or Kenny win, like whoever wins out of them two, I'd put one of them there.
Slimmy Slim?
No, bro, Slim ain't in no top 5 list of mine, bro. I'll put Dean the Great and stuff above him, bro. Like, no, I'm not putting like this guy. No, bro, no. Stop trying to
Slimmy Slim,
bro. Stop this. No, I mean, okay. Who do you think like? After Kingpin dies, who do you think like continues? So I think Gib continues. I think Kenny and Jarvis.
I think obviously.
Deji's actually really good too. I'll put Deji
in top 5.
Well, okay, let's forget old Deji.
Who do you think wins, Slim or Slim or Deji? Who do you think wins in that fight?
Listen, I'm not saying either of them are like the greatest, but like I think it's a fucking fair fight.
But who do you think wins though? Who do you think wins the fight though?
I don't know. I'll put my money on Deji, bro. I'm always rocking my
I'm always rocking with Deji too.
Put Alex Wasabi above Slim.
Chill out. Wasabi is not good. Wasabi is not good either.
Wasabi's that guy, fam.
Let's say people hyping up Fuzi. You remember that video where he's getting his stomach slapped and he was like,
"Oh man, he's gonna win, bro."
I remember that, bro. You had that Fuzi video where he's getting his abs smacked and it's like the music in the back screaming and everyone was like, "Yo, he got Deji," and then he comes like it's a black eye, swollen lip.
Broke his nose too.
And the doctor said you can't fight anymore. The doctor said you're done if you take one punch more in the face.
I don't think he should fight anymore, bro. Man got CTE and like 2 fights.
He's too busy. Has he won a fight?
No, bro.
I think he's won a fight. He lost to what? He lost to Slim?
He lost to Adam Sala, bro. The Messiah himself. Like, that man sucks too, bro. That man's a fraud. First of all, he paid off a man to win an influencer fight, bro. You shouldn't even be in the scene at all. That's actually the most disrespectful thing. You gotta get banned. That's some bull, bro.
No, that's
you
crazy.
can't be doing that. Like, that's horrible.
Yeah, bro.
That was a charity event too, bro. How are you scamming man's on a charity? Bro, that man should not be in no scenes, bro. Him, no, like, that's stupid.
Slim?
So, like, honestly, I give Fuzi the credit for that fight.
I'll never forget the audio for that fight. Defend yourself, Fuzi.
Did Adam Salah even verse? Was that who he versed? I don't know who Adam Salah versed, but regardless, that guy should not be talking.
All I know is he versed Fuzi, and after that, I don't know who he versed.
No, but I don't think he stopped because
I think didn't Adam Salah vase Slim though? I swear Adam vase Slim.
I don't know who he versed, but I don't trust how Adam fights because that man doesn't deserve to be in the scene.
I don't care about no damn Adam Salah.
Nah, you don't get to be in the scene if you're like paying off on some fights.
All right, bro.
But yeah, I mean that was fun. Little recap on the scene. I guess we'll see where it goes. I think we're coming to an end of it though. But I mean that's our takes. Drop yours. Is Slim a top 5 for you? Is Logan a top 5 for you? Let us know in the comments. At the end of the day, we're just casuals. We do this for fun. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one.